higher, like a bird up in the sky, on a wire, wire. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 I want it, I love it, I gotta have it. I want it, I love it, I gotta have it. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, 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 down. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I'm spreading my wings, I'm letting go. I go higher, higher. My feet are lifting off the floor. I feel lighter, lighter. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Oh, I was born to go and fly, to fly higher, higher, like a bird up in the sky, on a wire, wire. I'm hooked on this feeling and I'm wanting some more. I can't get enough, got a craving for more. Give me all of that, give me what you got. I can't stop, I can't stop. I keep going up, I'm climbing to the top. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, 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 down. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, 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 down. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 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 I want it, I love it, I gotta have it. I want it, I love it, I gotta have it. I'm high on the feeling, oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not coming down, down, down.
Good morning, Internet. It is good to see you guys today. It'll be just you and I today on a TNT Tuesday. No Shana, just you and I. We are going to be live today on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. If there's any other platforms that we should go live on, just let us know. We're super happy that we were also recently added to Google News. Check us out there. That's a nice place that you can get your real estate news on a daily basis in a nice, simple, consolidated way. And what we have for us today are 3 different individual topics that we'll be covering. Topic number 1 is going to be story time with Mike about my massage therapist. All right. How's that relate to real estate, Mike? Then we have, in real estate, the great recruitment's going on. Why? What does that even mean? Tell me more. And multiple offers. How to get accepted when you have a brand new listing agent. All right, so kind of think through that one. New listing agent, hasn't had their license all that long. What can we do to help them out accept our offer? They might not have been through this, right? And then we have the real estate word of the day is going to be bridge loan. So that'll help us out as well. And those are each the different topics that we'll be covering. I'm super excited to be helping you guys out today. You should go ahead and just chat your full name in there for us and let us know that you're here. That's called roll call. And then if you are a new viewer, we're super happy to see. If you would chat in your full name, we'd like to talk with you immediately after the show. Just give us a call. We'll pick up. We'll talk all about this. Right? So I'm happy to get to do that. And let's see what else we got here. Ooh, today's agent meetings. So reminder, if you have agent meetings this week on Tuesday, I'll be meeting with you at 10 and at noon. We'll be going over buyer workflows. So we're talking about buyers and workflows and how to make this just a little bit easier on you. So we'll have Stacy on here, and Katie's going to join us for a little bit, and she'll be helping out and adding in where she can. And what we want to do is make things just a touch easier for you. Make a couple modifications, make some improvements and enhancements that can help you out as a buyer's agent right now. So we're kind of going through that and making some timely adjustments, which I'm happy to bring to you, right? So today, the purpose of TNT Tuesday is you get out there and you share some content from acquistorealestate.com/TNT videos. You'll slide over there, and what you'll do is you'll find something you like and you'll share it. And you'll be like, I like this because, and tag and share and whatever you're supposed to do on social media. I don't really even know. I don't have my own account. So anyways, if you guys know just a little bit better than I do, chat in what you should actually be doing right now. It's a great time to be interactive, right? So here's to you guys for a TNT Tuesday. Let's hit the bell and move on to topic number 1. So it's going to be story time with Mike. We're going to talk about my massage therapist and how this has to do with real estate. So let's take a look at that. What we're going to do is talk about the massage therapist, and she was discussing to me that she was going to leave her job and go somewhere else. And she was telling me all about it and like kind of planning and doing some items. And as she was doing that, I was kind of thinking to myself, well, what changes in this scenario, right? Isn't it just the same as the last place, just different names? What changed fundamentally with what you're trying to do, moving from this place to this place? Is it sustainable, what you're going to be doing over there? Are you getting a promise that's empty or hollow? Like, starting over, is that fun? Well, let's discuss each of those and more. All right, so as we kind of talk about this, you know, she's saying like, hey, I have this problem at work and I have this problem at work and I don't get along with this person and this boss isn't, you know, as good as I thought or what was going on. And she has these different challenges, right? Like a typical gripe that you might have in a position, right? So you're working every single day and eventually there's some friction, whatever that happens to be. And you feel a gripe and you're like, you always think that the grass is greener on the other side. So what I did is I just kind of asked some questions and had her think about it for just a little bit. And I asked questions like, so aren't you always going to have a boss? She's like, yeah. Aren't you always going to have coworkers? Yeah. Isn't there going to kind of always be a break room and some drama, and it's probably going to be more women than men and thus kind of things, right? And aren't there going to be challenges with like scheduling and what you want to do? And like the times don't change for the industry. No matter what you do, you're still going to work more on nights and the weekends, right? When people happen to be available. And nothing fundamentally changes if you leave your position. All it does is you just change the name on the wall. Or you might change your uniform, or you might change something like that. But nothing fundamentally changes. You have to be the one that fundamentally makes the change, is what I suggest, right? So as we're kind of talking through that, it's kind of all the same. Is it sustainable? So you're getting a promise somewhere. So this place promises you to do what, right? Like give you better working hours. So all of a sudden they have people that are going to get massages at different hours than everyone else in the industry, right? Does that happen? I don't think so, right? So you have to think through some of these things and maybe not feel sorry for yourself, but be proactive rather than reactive. Determine your own destiny, not let somebody else do that for you, right? Take control. If you don't like some of these things, then maybe learn a modification of a new skill so that you can have maybe more income. Learn how to do like some enhancements. I don't really know the industry all that well, but I'm getting all this information shared. And she's like, wow, I never thought about it that way. I'm like, well, where'd you work before here? And why'd you leave there? And where'd you work before that? And why'd you leave there? And it all came back to the same thing. It's all like interpersonal working with this person or that person or whatever it happens to be, right? Or I didn't like the clients as much, or the hours weren't good, or I had to drive, or pick any one of these different issues. And after we kind of had the conversation, it's like nothing changes, no matter what you do, unless you change. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing the parallel between this and our next topic. So as we kind of think about that, sometimes it's good to reflect on what you're doing to grow yourself, on how you're trying to be better, on how you're motivating yourself, how every day when you wake up, you have a great attitude, how maybe you're helping that coworker that needs some assistance instead and having them have a positive experience with you instead of a negative one, right? It's all about what you set up for yourself and how you look at it. Do you wake up in the morning and do you walk in and take your first sip of coffee and have a good day? Do you kind of think like, wow, I can't wait for today. I want to learn something new. I want to push myself. I want to do this, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what you should be doing. Each morning that I wake up, I have the first sip of coffee and I sit down and I'm just like, wow, today's going to be great. And it's just about a positive attitude. You can sit down and you can feel like the world's against you, or you can feel like you're having a difficult time, or, this could be better if. But the answer is the person that ultimately decides that is you, right? So it's all about self-betterment, and don't worry about others, worry about you. That's going to dovetail into our next topic directly. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit the bell and move on. But remember, there are parallels in almost everything that you do. I was able to parallel a discussion I had with our massage therapist into real estate. And almost everything you do is the same exact way. Chat in if you've had an experience that you think is relatively similar, that you've looked at other things and you're like, how does this change, right? Because often it doesn't. The great recruitment's going on in real estate. Why? What's going on here, right? When you go work somewhere else, is it sustainable? What's different? Is anything fundamentally changing? Do you have access to the right people where this would be? Do you have the ability to make any type of changes? Do you have an impact? Do you matter? Is anyone listening to you? So those are some of the things that we're going to kind of talk about right now with the great recruitment. So yesterday I'm called up and they're like, hey, Mike, this is Sotheby's and I want you to come work with us. And I'm like, oh, that's great. That sounds amazing, right? Tell me more. And he's like, oh, you'll listen to me? I'm like, sure, go ahead. So this is like their national recruiting director and they're talking about it and they want to recruit like our whole firm to like go do this. So now we get recruited like I have no idea how often. Shana probably gets at least 5 of these calls on a weekly basis. They're like, oh, we've seen your numbers and we think you would be a great fit with us. Oh, that's nice to know, right? So as you start to look through this, everyone's always calling and trying to tell you that the grass is greener on the other side. Just as we just spoke about with the massage therapist. See that episode if you want to know more. Mike's story time with the massage therapist. But these issues always come up. There's always going to be something that you as an agent have a challenge with. So right now in our current market, I've never seen anything like this. We've been doing it for a long time. And now we have multiple offers. We have things going crazy. We have people paying above price. We have, as listing agents, you getting so many calls. The agents not following directions, you being pushed in different ways. Now you have buyers, and all of a sudden there's not properties for them. And now it's just ridiculous what's going on, and the hours that you're having to work, and the time of day and night that people need you, the response time, the urgency. How are you handling all of these things? So I feel the stress. I understand that each agent out there who's listening to this has been like, I've never been through this, Mike. And my life is crazy right now. And you are probably working harder than you ever have. Much, much harder than you ever have. And the grass is not greener, no matter where you go. It doesn't matter what shingle is on the wall. What ultimately matters is you. You as the agent. How much you care, how much you try, how much you give of yourself to the client. That's ultimately what matters. It doesn't matter if the market's slow, hot, if interest rates are up, if interest rates are down, if there's tons of inventory. It's going to change. All the variables are going to change, but the one that stays consistent is you. And it has to do with how you wake up in the morning. And do you wake up on the right side of the bed and have that great attitude? If you work here with us, you probably do. The reason for that is we want to work with great people, right? That's the common denominator that really matters. You have to be a great person. You have to care. It has to matter to you. And when you do that, you will go the distance for your client. You'll succeed in any type of market. It doesn't really matter. We strive to provide you the best resources, the best tools, right? The best access, whatever that happens to be. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to your relationship directly with the client. We can have things like this and that each morning, and we can have this discussion. But all that's really trying to do is give you a little bit of knowledge, push you in the right direction, and have you start your day at a consistent time. And do the hardest thing right after this. We're just trying to create a habit. It's kind of like time blocking, right? We're blocking this time right now. Immediately thereafter, you're going to do something that's important. So if somebody is ever promising you something, you have to understand that there's all types of buzzwords out there. I'm sitting there talking to this guy from Sotheby's, and he says like all these buzzwords. I'm like, you're going to have to try again, right? And all he's hitting me with are like, we have like a great team, and we have all these synergies, and we have like new technologies, and we're building by agent. And I'm like, okay, so you haven't told me anything, right? Like, what do you actually do? Give me something that I can latch on to. Tell me what makes you the person that you are, right? And it's like, well, it's all about, and says the same words again. And I'm like, yeah, you kind of lost me, but whatever, right? And what it ultimately does come down to is setting this pattern, getting up each morning, and doing the right things. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be pushed in all different types of directions. You're going to be pulled by your family. You're going to be pushed by your clients. You're going to be upset with other agents that are in the industry, upset with deadlines. You're going to have challenges galore. And ultimately, it doesn't matter. I would love to say that it matters who we are, but at the end of the day, it does come down to you. Be self-determined to have your own success as you as an agent. You can rely on us for certain things, right? But there's no one out there who's going to be able to take care of you better than you. We're going to help you. We're going to be investing in technologies. I know how much money we spend in each of these different forefronts. I know that on a daily basis, I wake up and my main goal is to help you, to look out for you as an agent, to make sure that we're doing the right thing for you, right? Because we ultimately do care. You're allowed to come to us, and we're encouraging you to come to us and tell us things that you need, things that you want, things that would make your world better, right? How can we have a better balance? How can we do things more efficiently? That's why we started with a support family. These are all very important items. And also, if you're logging in live today, we do have buyer workflows. So we'll be excited about that with our weekly work sessions for agents. So we'll have that today. And that's a great thing to tune into. You're allowed to tell us, like, hey, the industry's changed. We need these different tools. We need this to happen. Just let us know. We're working through each of these steps, each of this process for you to be better. It starts with something like a pandemic. And it's like, oh, we need to change this. Well, okay, let's do it. Oh, we have all these multiple offers and things going above price. Okay, let's make some modifications there. Let's teach, let's learn, let's get better together every single day. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. And there's no one that can recruit you. There's no one that can lead or guide you better. It's all about you. That ends the topic. Hey there, is it multiple offer situation again for you? And did you look up the listing agent and you're like, whoa, that listing agent's ID number is what? They're brand new. They haven't done much. How can you, as an experienced agent, possibly win in this multiple offer situation by helping out this lesser experienced agent? Interesting topic. So let's kind of think about that. So number one, what we'd want to do is follow multiple offer instructions and actually do what they ask. Let's just make it easy for them to say yes, right? Imagine how scared this brand new listing agent is. They get a listing and they probably don't do many. Most agents don't have a ton of listings. This one's probably no different, and especially if they're new. Most agents, I don't know, they haven't done 5, 10 listings in their life, their whole career, right? There's only several agents that get to a level of success, the top tier, that consistently do listings and can handle them. So this new listing agent's kind of like sitting there like, oh no, I finally get a listing and now this happens. I have to deal with 10, 20, 30, 50 offers today, all coming in, things going on galore. Imagine how hectic their world is. You know, we talk about things like this, about being the calm one in the storm, about being the rock that people can depend on. Is that you as this buyer's agent? Are you able to express that like, hey, we're going to be a little bit different. We're going to do all the right things. We're going to actually close. We're going to do this. I'm going to make it easy on you. We're going to help here. We're going to do this. I've been in your situation before. I can empathize with you because, right? And maybe help them through it. Some of these tactics are going to help you out. So imagine the overwhelmed that they feel, right? Are you going to be additive or are you going to subtract from this? Are you going to tell them how you can help out? There's an agent in McKinney that lives in Walnut Grove. His name's Mike Shepard, great experienced agent. And he often will do something to help out his clients. So if he goes in and has a listing presentation and there's a meeting right behind him, he offers to call the other agent and let him know that this client has already chosen him so that that client doesn't have to make that phone call. Imagine how many people have a difficult time with picking up the phone and saying no to somebody, right? Or canceling something or doing any one of those things. Do you offer to make that hard phone call for them? I don't know if that's appropriate or the right thing, but I do know that that's something that Mike Shepard does. And it's just a way that he wins more listings. Imagine if you help that agent in whatever this way could possibly be. I don't want you crossing ethical boundaries or doing anything else, but just like an idea, maybe not a good idea, kind of like drinking bleach or something like that, or injecting it in your veins. Maybe that was a bad idea on the spot, possibly. Maybe people say things. Maybe you'll remember this and write this one down and be like, why did you say that, Mike? I don't really know, but I just did. So let's move on and keep moving. So make sure that you're making a difference. Make sure that you understand that the agent on the other side, you want to actually close this file. Make sure they know who you are. So think about this. You put a letter together and you'll show something of like who your client is, right? And be like, hey, here's our clients. Here's why they want the home. Here's what's up all about the client. Well, what about this new agent if they don't really know who you are? Okay? So there's only several variables that go into this. The offer goes in and they see price, they see name, they see whatever it is, right? Well, one of the items that they do see is you as the agent. But they don't know who John is, who Mary is, who Sue is. They don't know the other agent. You're not a real person until you make yourself one. So imagine putting that little bit of extra effort in for you as an agent. And I heard this concept the other day on the DFW Mastermind, and I kind of latched onto it, and I was like, that's not so bad. So imagine if you put together a little blurb on yourself, put how you're going to actually make it happen, put some information in about the lender that's working on this, summarize it all on one page, that when it gets printed out, it's just something different. Because you have all these letters about the clients. But what about you? Don't you ultimately matter? There has to be a variable that works. There has to be something that stands out a little bit more. You know, I have heard all these different things that the experienced listing agents want to work with experienced buyer's agents on the other side, right? So how do you do this? How do you give that same type of service to a listing agent who happens to be newer? How do you do the best for your client? I don't know. What we're trying to do is just let you think about things. I'm trying to just like throw a nugget, and whatever you latch onto, you're going to be a little bit different than I am. You're going to be a little different from the agent sitting next to you or from the agent that works on the deal across from you. But what do you bring to the table? Think about who you really are. Get to your core, understand who you are, and see how you can make a difference for your client. If you do the same thing as everybody else, you're going to get kind of the same results, right? But if you want to stand out and you want to have a higher success rate, think and be innovative. Make a difference. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, that'll conclude this topic. Today's real estate word of the day is bridge loan. So what we're going to do is define the word today, then we're going to use it in a sentence, and then we'll talk about it for just a moment. So let's go with bridge loan. Bridge loans are obtained by those who have not yet sold their previous property, but must or want to close on the purchased property. The bridge loan becomes the source of their funds for the down payment. One reason for the fall. They're commenting more. So a bridge loan allows you to buy your home, your new home, before you sell this other one. So that's the concept there. And to use it in a sentence, bridge loans could be a great way to help you buy a property before you sell your existing one. Okay, so that's using it in a sentence, and it is a loan product that, depending on the market, is popular or becomes less popular. You probably would need to be working with a lender that really cares to be able to pull this off. And what you have to do is you'll have some certain terms that you'll have to abide by. But bridge loans could be good to make it where you as the buyer are in a little bit more control. You'll probably have to have better financial wherewithal, a better credit score. You'll have to be that top tier borrower to be able to utilize this. You'll probably have to have equity, right? But these are all things that you could totally do with a bridge loan. Well, that's a wrap for today. Reminder, agent meetings are today. If you look up on your calendar and you're like, hey, I'm going to be busy on Thursday when my agent meeting is, but I'm free today, you should jump on today's meetings. It is important that you jump on them. We're actually changing them from agent meetings to agent workshops. So you're going to be doing things. You're going to be walking through. You're going to be more interactive, right? We're trying to build things that are successful for you. We're walking through each week with a different workshop. And today, we have at 10 and 12, those workshops are starting. Today's episode was number 564. It is coming to a close. We have spoke on a few different topics, those including my massage therapist and how that has anything to do with real estate. Talked about the great recruitment and how many calls you will get and why does it even matter. This person on the other side, you're never going to see them in your life. And it's kind of a weird situation. They're just like calling from some call center, like, hey, team, synergy, click. Anyways, multiple offers, how to get them accepted when you're talking with a new listing agent if you are the experienced listing agent yourself. So those are each of the different things we covered, including bridge loans. It is a TNT Tuesday. What you're supposed to do is now get out and share your favorite episode from last week. We have tons of them that are all categorized in the on the Acquisto Real Estate website under TNT videos or Agent TV. You'll be able to see all of them. Take a look, find something, find a neat way to share it, tag it, post it, do whatever you do, like hashtag, I don't know. Anyways, see you next time. All right, Omkar. Thank you. 1 second, let me turn this up. All right, so we can take some pictures now. Let me move this. When it's just me, I have a slightly different setup from when Sean is here. So I have to like move my stuff. All right, cool.
You have the prop ready, right?
We have what? Props? I don't have any props.
Yeah.
No, there's only so much I got, man. You know? All right.
All right. Okay. Topic 1, story time. Massage therapist.
Story time. Cool. If I had a book, that would probably be good. Do I have any books? I don't read much, so that's a problem. So maybe if I open the book, but now I have to hold it.
1 and 2. Now.
Okay. I got a book out. That was good. You know, that one actually turned out totally fine. All right.
All right. Second topic, real estate, the great recruitment.
Real estate, great recruitment. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with a highlighter that you can't even see.
It's a green pen.
Yeah, exactly.
One.
Yeah, that didn't work.
All right. Now.
Got it.
Okay. Let's see. And lastly, multiple offers acceptance help newer agents.
Yeah. I don't really have anything for that, but I got an applausometer. Why does that even work for this? It doesn't.
All right. Now.
Got it. All right.
Okay. And bridge loan.
Bridge loan. Okay. Let's do it.
All right. Now.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Let's go through, take a look, and see if we like what you got there. You know, we have been doing that recently. We haven't been putting it on the screen so people can see how stupid some of them look. But maybe they like that. So, we'll let them see. Oh yeah, there's a PowerPoint. Oh yeah, that's some good stuff there.
Okay.
Imagine my life. I have to walk around looking like this all day, every day of my life. Nice. Very pensive, Mike. Way to go.
Okay.
All right, you got the ones you need? Seems like we're a short one.
We have 2 topics missing, so let's just end this.
Yep.